did not win this year's IPL, it surely stands at the top step of the podium as the EV capital of our country. Today on PowerDrift, we get a chance to test two of these homegrown scooters against each other. So meet our long-term Ather 450X and the River Indie.
So if you are confused as to why we are comparing these two scooters, it's because they are very similar on the spec sheet yet very different.
Well, since I've spent most of my time riding the Ather, I am team 450X.
Well, they say the new folks get the new bits. Team Indie for me.
Lovely. So are you ready?
Let's do this.
The Ather 450X is compact with sleek angular panels, giving it a sporty look. It is a unique looking scooter which I really like, but it has been around for long now. The design has largely remained the same, and while the Rista is different, this is the end of the road for this look. Overall, the quality has been really nice with Ather scooters, and this is no different.
To my eyes, the Indie looks very futuristic, rugged and functional. It definitely is a head turner and grabs attention wherever it goes. To some, it might be a bit too bulky for their liking, but again, looks are subjective. What do you guys think? Do let us know in the comments. The quality is decent on the Indie. While the paint, panel gaps and switchgear seem sorted, the mirrors for example feel like an afterthought. Overall, it's on the positive side and I got nothing major to complain about. As mighty as the Indie looks, it gets an even mightier 4 kWh battery pack that gives out a peak power output of 6.7 kW and 26 Nm of max torque. What that means is, it is indeed quite a rush on the rush mode. The throttle is well calibrated, does not feel laggy, and the eco mode is pretty pleasant to ride in too. Our good friends at Zig Wheels did all the heavy lifting and got back with an impressive 116 km of range in the eco mode. The rush mode should return anywhere between 75 to 80 km. It is nowhere close to the numbers they claim, but it is pretty nice to see these figures at the end of the test. Oh, and one last thing. Despite all the heat around us, the Indie never ran into any thermal trouble. Did not drop in performance, did not switch to a lower power mode, absolutely nothing. And that's awesome.
Find somewhere with decent parking, pull up in a Penton, futuristic whip, true drawing a blue lightsaber, flown with the force high count with the cool.
The Ather 450X might seem lean and compact compared to the Indie, but it packs a 3.7 kWh battery that nearly delivers the same peak power and max torque output. It offers 4 riding modes, that is Smart Eco, Ride, Sport and Warp mode, with region levels feeling the strongest in Smart Eco. Ather claims a decent range of 111 km in Eco mode and around 75 km in Sport. The brand has been spot on with range predictions and has never really strayed too far from denoted numbers. So that must be appreciated. Although it is quite fun to ride in the Warp mode, it does drain the battery pretty quickly. Oh, by the way, despite its smaller size, this little scooter shares the same top speed of 90 km per hour as the Indie, but also has slightly faster acceleration.
When it comes to ride quality, the Indie gives me mixed feelings. The suspension is on the stiffer side and you will definitely feel the harshness while riding over undulations on the road. But at the same time, the Indie gets 14-inch wheels that provide a lot of stability and a nice seat that makes up for what the suspension lacks in comfort.
Historically, the 450 has always felt like a sporty scooter. Not too bad is what I can say about the Ather suspension. It sits on the stiffer side like the Indie, but it feels slightly better here. In spite of this, the damping felt a lot better and its ability to take on city roads comes naturally here.
The 450X has a sporty stance, with handlebars close to you while still having enough room to shift your feet back and forth on the floorboard, making it a very engaging ride. This compact sporty stance fits perfectly with my frame, but might feel cramped for people with a bigger frame. The seat is soft and when opened up gives a storage of 22 litres. which is fine with me, but unfortunately, it does not fit a full face helmet.
Yeah, okay, I agree. The Ather has a better riding triangle. Okay, fine, it is more engaging on the Ather. But that is because the Indie is not meant for sporty riding per se. Like I said before, it is actually meant to be a practical e-scooter. And for that purpose, the Indie has been equipped with a 42-liter boot space and a 12-liter glove box that can fit almost anything that you might require on your daily commute. Additionally, River also offers the option of adding on panniers and a top rack, resulting in 40 liters of extra space to carry even more stuff. While the Indie is nice to ride as an everyday scooter, it can be used as a commercial unit too. I'm not a big fan of that thought, but it is what it is. And unlike the Ather, it can fit a full-size helmet.
I genuinely thought that you would take off your helmet.
Nah, rider 80 for a few more days.
The overall sporty stance, shorter wheelbase and a curb weight of 111 kgs is what makes the maneuvering through traffic on the Ather 450X very easy. Steering in the city with a firmer setup makes the ride so much more engaging. Like I mentioned before, this is a sporty scooter and it shows. I love it.
Frankly, I'm quite surprised at the way the Indie handles. One look at it and you might question its ability. But despite all that bulkiness, the Indie is actually quite quick, easy to steer and fun to ride with the firm suspension and the larger wheels. Be very mindful when you enter narrow lanes because the size can be deceiving. But for me, it was all good. The Indie comes loaded with some quirky features such as 2 charging points, an optional bolt-on mobile phone holder, additional foot pegs in the front for when you want to keep stuff on the floorboard, and a reverse and park mode.
Well, let's see. 7-inch TFT touchscreen, Google Maps, reverse and park mode, document storage, blah blah blah, tow and theft notifications, find my scooter, auto indicator cutoff, Ather grid network, calls and text alert, and music control.
Madhi, we get it. The Ather is loaded with tech and Pro Pack and all. But what about your brakes?
The brakes are something that we've been talking about all these years. It's got CBS too, but slightly smaller disc brakes at both ends compared to the Indie. In fact, I'm not a fan. The rear feels too sharp and locks instantly while the front lacks bite. The front should have had a little more feel to it and the rear should have been softer. You know, big problem if this is your first scooter. But tell me about your brake setup.
Brakes? Macha, the Indie's 240mm disc at the front and the 200mm disc at the rear work in combination to bring the bike to a halt. The feedback is adequate and sharp. Well, not as sharp as the Ather, but good enough to bring the scooter to a halt. I quite like this. Well, let's summarize this now. The River Indie gets better storage capacity, slightly more range, accessories and a different design that I feel is a head turner, all for an ex-showroom price of Rs 1,38,000. But then again,
the Indie and the 450X have nearly the same battery capacity, share the same top speed and almost deliver the same power and torque output. However, the 450X comes loaded with smart features that are way beyond what the Indie offers. But the catch here is the price difference. The base variant of the 450X with 2.9 kWh battery is priced at 1,40,600 rupees, which is only 2,600 rupees more than the Indie. While the top variant of the 450X with 3.7 kWh battery is priced at 1,55,000 rupees, which is almost a difference of what, 17,000 rupees.
So now to choose between the two, I guess the question boils down to one simple choice. Would you rather go for a scooter that is quick and loaded with tech, or one that has a quirky design and offers more practicality? But let's not forget, the Ather is also practical because it is a scooter at the end of the day. But this is not an apples to apples comparison. We did it because you asked for it. There is also the Rista, the iQube, the Chetak right there in the mix along with the Indie. So there are a lot of choices for you guys. And I'm gonna just go test ride and decide.
Ather as a brand has expanded across India. while the river is just starting out. So today, network for the latter is a problem. But if Indie continues to impress others the way it has impressed us, we might have a winner on our hands.
We will see how and till where the river flows. But for now, like this video, subscribe to our channel and comment below which team are you really on. For now, Rider 80 and Ananya signing off.